Referring to a government session held in Fertod, Prime Minister Viktor Orbán said the venue had been selected as a sign of tribute by a plebeian government to the magnificent achievement of Hungarian aristocracy. At the inauguration of the renovated Marionette Theatre in Esterházy Chateau, Orbán said a country which does not stick to its cultural roots and turns away from its past turns its back to the future too. The Prime Minister said that Hungary can only rejuvenate itself if the spectres of its socialist past are eliminated and new, real, much-visited and late communal spaces of good quality are created.
Hungary, after 9 years, has exited the excessive deficit procedure under a decision by European Union finance ministers at a Friday session. The longest procedure had been underway against Hungary ever since it joined the EU in 2004. Prime Minister Viktor Orbán said in wake of the decision, Hungary has won this battle. With the decision on lifting the procedure, ECOFIN has acknowledged that Hungarian economy is headed in the right direction. The economy minister said in Luxembourg that the decision comes as a result of the work of the past 3 years and efforts of the population. Mihály Varga added that the government will do everything it can so that Hungary does not slip back into the procedure like some other countries have done.
The European Parliament's Committee on Civil Liberties, Justice and Home Affairs on Wednesday approved a draft report on the state of fundamental rights in Hungary, prepared by Rapporteur Rui Tavares. Before the final vote on the package containing over 550 amendment proposals, a sharp exchange took place between the head of the committee and Kristina Morvai, MEP of Hungary's radical nationalist Jobbik party. Morvai unfolded a sign with the slogan EU dictatorship in English. The committee branded the action as fascist. The EP delegation of the main opposition socialists welcomed that the approved report did not contain any proposals for sanctions against Hungary. They said that the report was not criticism directed at Hungary, but at the Orbán government. The EP group of the ruling Fidesz party said in a statement that the Tavares report represented a European left-wing party diktat, which remains a biased and unacceptable document despite the amendments in recent weeks that have somewhat improved the original draft.
Romania's traditional regions, including Szeklerland, will not be given a special status, as the Romanian Parliamentary Committee preparing a constitutional amendment rejected the relevant proposal by the ethnic Hungarian RMDS party. The committee said that a special status could be granted in an act rather than in the basic law, the committee said. RMDS deputy group leader András Máté said granting a special status to the area would have made it easier to have other pieces of legislation concerning Hungarians adopted, such as one seeking cultural autonomy for the community.
The Serbian parliament adopted a statement condemning the massacre against Vojvodina Hungarians in 1944 and 45. The statement removes, after nearly 7 decades, the stamp of collective guilt on Hungarians executed in Churog, Mozsor and Zsabja and their descendants who were forever exiled from these 3 villages. Reconciliation between Serbia and Hungary was conditional on Serbia's condemning anti-Hungarian atrocities at the end of World War II. Hungarian President János Áder and Serbia's Tomislav Nikolic will pay tribute to Hungarian and Serbian victims at a joint ceremony in Churog in Serbia next week.
Kovasna County is not allowed to have its own flag. The Court of Appeals in Brașov ruled, throwing out an earlier decision in favor of the country council. The prefect of Kovasna had appealed against the primary ruling, saying that under Romania's law, counties could have coats of arms but no flags of their own. Nearly all administrative units in Romania, however, have in fact their own flags. A monitoring system set up with the assistance of the Hungarian government around the Millicentennial monument at Verecke in Transcarpathia has been inaugurated. Verecke, where Magyar tribes crossed the Carpathian Mountains before they occupied the Carpathian Basin, has a symbolic meaning, and it is also an important link between the Hungarian and the Ukrainian people. Deputy State Secretary at the Foreign Ministry, Szabolcs Takács, said at the inauguration ceremony. The head of the Hungarian Cultural Association of Transcarpathia, which has suggested the monitoring system, said that the new facility was a modern answer to the destructive passion of Ukrainian nationalists who have repeatedly vandalized the monument.
Hungary will be the guest of honor at this year's Smithsonian Folklife Festival in Washington, D.C. The decorations for the Hungarian stands are currently being prepared. The festival will feature music, dance, crafts and gastronomy. Finalists of the Peacock Variations Talent Search competition will perform on stage every day. Deputy Prime Minister Tibor Navracsics will open the festival on June the 26th. Donations totaling 362 million forints have been transferred and paid by SMS so far for the National Cohesion Bank account set up to help finance flood restoration works in Hungary, the Human Resources Minister said. Zoltán Balogh said all the money collected will be used for flood-related tasks and further funding will be made available if resources run out. Further donations are welcome, for instance during the upcoming public media collection scheme on Sunday. The public media will organize the It's Good to Be Good Flood Prevention 2013 Charity Day on June the 23rd. The day-long scheme aims to help damage recovery efforts.